From Natchez, Mississippi, bienvenidos a otra Aventura Misionera!
Religious family, welcome to New Hampshire for an all-American edition of Aventura, Verbo encarnado, Verbo encarnado.
Tenemos un compromiso con la vida en todas sus manifestaciones. Animanos. La vida humana en todas sus formas, como la vida del cuerpo,
vida del alma,
la vida de la inteligencia,
la vida del corazón,
la vida cultural,
la vida social,
la vida del trabajo,
del arte,
la vida de la gracia,
la vida espiritual, porque Jesús dijo, yo soy la vida. Por todo el país comenzamos este nuevo año con las marchas por la vida en varios estados de nuestra patria, como en California. En Dallas, Texas. En la capital de la nación, Washington, D.C., donde se reunieron distintos grupos pro vida. Incluso los nuestros de Alaska y New Hampshire. Y muchos de los jóvenes se quedaron en el seminario mayor Fulton Sheen para la Jornada de Jóvenes de invierno y la conferencia Restore.
Here we are in St. Bernard of Clairvaux Catholic School here in Dallas, Texas. The priests, we're working here in the school. We hear the confessions for the kids. We also celebrate a Mass each week. And then of course our sisters are teaching in many of the grades. And this last week we participated in a national event, the Catholic Schools Week, across the entire country. A time for us to remember how important the church was in founding the schools in this country.
So for Catholic Schools Week, we had a school-wide competition. We divided the entire school into 3 teams. We had St. John Bosco, Blessed Carlo Acutis, and Blessed Chiara. And it was filled with competitions each day, with the highlight being the faculty versus students basketball game. It was filled with festive joy and a lot of good spirit.
But also, of course, with the flavor of the Institute, all of the activities, a great chance for us to be involved in the education of these young kids.
¡Viva la misión!
Los laicos tienen como misión directa e inmediata de su estado laical la consagración del mundo a Jesucristo. Es una misión insustituible Por gracia de Dios, nuestra tercera orden sigue creciendo en los Estados Unidos. Hace poco tuvieron la admisión de 8 nuevos terciarios en nuestra parroquia de Santa Verónica, en Filadelfia. And in order to help form our Third Order members, we've started a new video series in English explaining what is the Third Order, what's its history. The first video is already available, filmed by Father Mariano Vicky.
Members of the Third Order want to achieve that sanctification, want to respond to that call to holiness, but living the spirit of our religious family. And what is the spirit of ours? What is central to our spirit is to live out the virtues of the incarnation of the Son of God.
Hola, queríamos contarles brevemente algunas de las actividades que hacemos los de Voces del Verbo en Phoenix, Estados Unidos.
Nos reunimos los jueves y tenemos misa, después una charla y juegos. Somos alrededor de 20 jóvenes mayores de 18 y también los viernes los niños y jóvenes menores de 18. Hace un poco nos visitó el padre Tito Paredes, misionero de Brasil, y nos dio una charla acerca de su misión y también nos mostró algunas de las actividades que hacen ellos también en Voces del Verbo.
A veces dan las charlas los religiosos, pero otras veces nosotros mismos. Este año estamos siguiendo el libro Jóvenes en el Tercer Milenio del Padre Huela. A veces hacemos algunas salidas a algún parque o vamos a alguna actividad cultural. Hace pocos días fuimos a ver la ópera El Barbero de Sevilla. ¡Vivan las voces del verbo!
¡Y viva la misión!
Here in the United States, the sisters have begun the Montfort Project, which is original music inspired by the words of St. Louis de Montfort and other saints. This music has just been released on most streaming platforms around the world with the purpose of evangelizing the culture through music.
Hold to God's unchanging hand. Trust in Him who will not leave you. Whatsoever you may read, if by earthly friends forsaken, still more closely to Him cling.
In the juniorate, a few years ago, we found a book of St. Louis de Montfort of only his hymns. So the second collection of his works is a collection of all the hymns that he wrote. And in the introduction of that book, it mentioned how St. Louis de Montfort actually would write many songs and hymns to evangelize the culture in his popular missions and in his diocese where he worked. And they weren't only liturgical hymns, but most of them were actually songs with popular tunes of the time. And he would change the words to these catchy melodies so that the people would be able to sing them and be also saying powerful prayers and really changing their lives with the music. The words really touched the hearts of the people. And so that's what inspired us to begin the Montfort Project.
Watch be still in the silence that reveals that this heart is mine no more.
We had written a song before, and then we kept writing more after finding the hymn book and continued imitating what St. Louis de Montfort did, but bringing it to our culture, especially in America, to the American folklore style, with powerful words, with the catchy melodies, so that we can bring Christ to everyone, through music especially.
There's no